Alright, here we are. Match number 2 with our green-red wolf kick butt deck. Few lands, few things to play. This is a fine hand. Definite keep. Definitely feeling it today. I think we're going to be dropping some serious bombs on our opponent here. Hopefully he feels the same way. As in, he's okay with us dropping bombs on him, not the other way. So first up, throw down this Quilled Wolf. Pass back to him. See what he's got. A 3-color. That's bold. Well, he did get all 3 colors right away, so. Tormenting Voice pitching on Plains. Not entirely sure what he's doing. I guess we'll find out. So, Mountain. Don't really have anything to do. So we'll attack. And pass the turn. See what tricks he has up his sleeves. Solitary Hunter. Well, that means our Quilled Wolf is going to have trouble getting through. So, we're just going to play Hunter of our own. They're going to stare at each other all day, longingly. And pass. Can't really attack. Westvale Abbey. Our opponent's got the lands. See if he can do anything with it. Topplegeist. Attach our Solitary Hunter. An Apothecary Geist. Gets through the Solitary Hunter. That is A-okay with us. Here, next turn we can drop this Flame Blade Angel, which kind of just stares at them in the face. So I actually like just attacking with our Solitary Hunter. And then dropping this Colt. I think we want more creatures on the board. We don't want him to have too many creatures because of this Westvale. So I'll have to be a little careful with that. Keep that in mind. But he's a little bit from that being entirely relevant. Attacks in with his flyers. That's okay. And then I assume plays something. Otherwise, he's looking at a couple of beatdowns next turn. We could Flame Blade, or we could just Rabid Bite. I believe we're just going to Rabid Bite this, and then hold up this Dance with Devils. Because that means we can get in for at least 5. I think if he doesn't do anything relevant, we can just attack in with all 3. Or not. You may want to keep this as a blocker. There he goes. Decides not to. So he gets in for 3. And what else does he do? If he does nothing, that's good for us. Because we'll have 13 on board. So reduced to ashes. That's okay. And here, throw these devils down. A Gloom Widow. That's actually pretty good. So we'll play this. If we attack, he doesn't block here. Takes 8. And then can hit us for 7 next turn. But we can play one of these to block. But if he blocks one of these, I think it's worth it here to attack. With everything. Odds are he's not really going to have much. If he blocks the Cold Wolf to stop us from doing something, I am totally cool with spending mana to kill it. Now he only has 3 power on board. We transform our guy, and he can do 7. Unless he has a couple tricks. Seems like he might have won here. No, not sure why he attacked. An Unruly Mob blocks one of the pack. He's got to drop another creature. I guess he doesn't have to, but... And a Forge Master. Transforms this. So we're at 8. So here, still attacking in the air. Well, this can't trade up directly. These get in. I don't think we want our... If we attack with everything, he has to block. Probably blocks the Quilled Wolf with the Forge Master. I think we kill that in a trade. Maybe takes 5. And then we have removal. So, yeah. I think we just attack with everything. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's probably the key to our deck. Red, green. It's not what I'm great at, but I think that's our route to winning. So he blocks there. We can spend the mana to kill it, which would be kind of silly. And then we can drop this Angel, Chris Angel, and see what he can do. I'm hoping not a lot. If he hits us with all 3, then he's dead, and we can block. So, yeah, got there. Sideboarding. Fair amount of creatures. I think running a dual shot here is pretty good. And I think we go down the Blood Mad? Maybe we want the Blood Mad. Maybe we don't want to reduce. No, I think that's fine. I think we just run it like that. I think bringing in 2 dual shots is probably a little much, but 1, if he drops an unruly mob, those guys get really annoying, so it's good to get rid of them early. Maybe our opponent's bringing the super high-tech sideboarding options he has. I've heard it's really good to sideboard in Limited. I haven't run into that problem too much. Usually I'm playing the best cards anyway, and there's not too many cards that I want to bring in that are blowouts in a match, aside from like a root out or dual shot. Things that are pretty situational, but that are definitely good to bring in if you need them. So this hand is not great, but we can play everything in it, and I think we'll eventually just draw out of it, hopefully. Probably not now that I've said it, but I think we're just going to keep hope for the best. We draw first anyway. Another Arsonist, so we're kind of rewarded for keeping. We've got our 2 very strong red cards, and now he's got blue. Says to Skinner, which doesn't help us at all. We really need a green mana. Would be very, very nice. So I think he has 2 decks, and he just switched out here. So yeah, now we're punished for not having green mana. We haven't drawn any mana, but we only need 1 more. Ah, there it is. Well, I think we just pretend for another turn that we don't have enough, and hope that he doesn't get enough creatures to Westvale Abbey. I think that's all he's waiting for at this point. If he just has like 2 more land. Well, he needs 1 more creature, and then he's pretty much got us. So we could really use some kind of removal spell. So we're going to Dance with the Devils. So he didn't have a creature, which is really good. We're going to get in with our freebies. I think we just Arsonists. Compelling deterrence. Well, we're going to get rid of the Skinner. So now our big drops are kind of hurting us. There's an unruly mob. So next turn he can Westvale Abbey. Or the turn after that, really. Sort of a reduced ashes. It has an island. Ugh. So yeah, we're definitely getting punished. I think our best hope here is just to keep laying down these arsonists, keep things on D until we need them. He's transformed, but he can't attack. But he can create Ormondal at end of turn. There's really nothing we could do about that. We were just way too slow. So he gets in for 3. But he doesn't go for the Ormondal. Instead he goes for sleep paralysis. Which either way is not good for us, but we have the Rabid Bite. So let's... That was a very good draw. So let's Rabid Bite. Kills Cult Leader. That's giving him free junk. He doesn't have enough mana. Oh, he does. I'm gonna sack it. Instead, which is okay. And then we get in with the Devils. Play this other Arsonist. So now I have to have land, 1 drop, and then Ormondal. Really need to get rid of this flyer. I think this next turn we have to hold up the Gargoyle. Ooh. Well, next turn he can just Ormondal. And we block. And then nothing. I don't think he's stupid enough to block. It takes 7. We have to pass. Yeah, so he's gonna Ormondal. He's gonna deal 5 damage to us anyway. I don't think we have an out to Ormondal in our deck. I forget where this thing is. I'm pretty sure we don't have an out, though. Well, we'll let him do it. We'll do what we can, but we really just had too many late drops, not enough early drops. Yeah. So that does that game. That was good. Good for our opponent. I think then we have to go down the wolf, maybe? I like the watcher. Maybe the colt. And I think we go down the wolf and then bring in a root out just in case. I think all I saw was the paralysis, but that can come in very handy. And then pretty much run it back and just hope that we can get out there early enough. Now this hand is early enough, so in on that, pass the turn. At Ormondal, and limited, it is just gross. Unless you happen to be lucky and have Angelic Purge. Or something similar. Here, if he drops an Unruly Mob early, we would just kill it. Pretty sure. Almost certain that's the right move. So here, I think we drop the Gloom Widow. I think since he hasn't played anything, we go on the attack a little bit more. See what he does. Nothing. So here, we just attack, see if he compelling deters or something. A puncturing light. That's okay. So, I think here we drop the Halpak. See what he can play. So here he plays the Stitchwing. I think this one is definitely worth dual shotting now. I think since he's tapped out, we just get rid of it. And then he can spend his whole next turn getting it back if he wants to. Play the Solitary Hunter. I think that Scab is done for a while. So now if he tries to throw things on the ground, it's just not going to go as well. Five mana, 5 cards. See what he wants to do. Feeling good about this. We've got 3 actiony things going on. We can keep putting pressure on the board. He may not have too much going on. Feel better about this than the last game. Last game just seemed like we were behind the whole time. I think we definitely need more lower drops if we can get them. So he reduces us to ashes. We get in for 3. I think we play the Partisan because he has to keep dealing with our creatures. And then we get wolves. So Westvale Abbey. In this board state, not as worried about it as I was. So here, we run them. I don't know if there's much that they can do. An Avacyn. So you got an Avacyn and a Westvale Abbey, which is pretty unfair. And we're short a mana for reduced to ashes, so we really need to draw that, get rid of this Avacyn. So here, the Graph Mole, the Gargoyle, and we just gotta hope for a land, get rid of this Avacyn. And if our opponent beats us, getting an Avacyn, it's hard to beat Avacyn, and then Westvale Abbey by itself is just very good. So there's an Unruly Mob and Forge Master. Well, we need a land. We didn't get a land. So now I think we just pass. We can block pretty much everything. But the Avacyn. If he attacks in with the Flame Heart, we just trade the Graph Mole. Our opponent can apply a lot of pressure here, which is what an Avacyn does. So we're going to get rid of this Flame Heart. Looks like we lose our stuff. But the only way we're going to get out of this anyway is if we draw land, and we didn't. So we still have one more turn. But we're in really bad shape after that. So second game, we drew all the lands that we needed. This game, we did not. And he can actually just Stitchwing Scab here, and he wins. Yep, so that's game. Well, that one was disappointing, but we will have to just try again some other time. So, till the next game, Thanks for sticking in there.